I'm gonna be the first one to say it was an absolute bitch to get this damn skill. See, I've been playing Guild Wars Reforged, and one of the things that I've really enjoyed is going out and elite skill hunting, getting these skills from specific bosses, mobs, what have you, to unlock for my Ranger and my Mesmer. Now, one of the builds that I really wanted to try was like a condition focus and usage of preparation skills for the Ranger. Now, there was one elite skill as I was perusing the website that I found called Practiced Stance. Practiced Stance allows your preparation skills to last longer and recharge faster. Sounds like it would be perfect. I want to have a couple of preparations on my skill bars so that I can handle most situations. If there's area of effect enemies that I need to hit multiple at the same time, I could use explosive arrows. If there's a bunch of healers, I want to be able to use poison arrows, and so on and so forth. My goal here was to have a handful of preparation skills on my bars and then use Practice Stance to be able to jump through them, right? That would make sense. To unlock this skill, I had to travel to the end of the effing mountains to finally get it, because apparently there's only one mob in this entire game that you can capture it from, and this was that journey.
You strap yourself in and feel the cheese!
So to start this area, I have to go back to the southern Shiver Peaks, specifically the iron mines of Mullen Dune, and from there travel north through several zones and 2 outposts just to get to the mob. Oh boy. So I start out with my group and I go ahead and pick up as many of the heroes that I have unlocked already, and then I fill out the rest with some of the henchmen from the Prophecies campaign. The first zone that we go into is the Frozen Forest, where there's a whole bunch of Pine Souls, Ice Imps, and probably some dwarfs creeping around the corner. Now, the build that I have set up is a little bit hobbled in this sense right now because it was banking on the skill of Enraged Lunge. If I had Enraged Lunge, a lot of my other skills would work better. Scavenger Strike allows me to regenerate some of my energy so that I can spam Penetrating Shot while my animal, my pet, Roid Rage, does a lot of damage. I didn't think to bring this, and throughout this journey you'll find that one of the biggest issues that I have is actually dealing with water magic damage. It's like I'm running Inspiration Mesmer, and I couldn't ever fathom to have a skill that would deflect a lot of this water damage that I would be taking. Now, this first part of the map is not that bad. It's just usually a lot of traversal. There's a lot of open spaces, but again, some of the mobs are just kind of annoying, obnoxiously so. Now, I don't necessarily have any issue dealing with most of these creatures with this build setup that I have, and my henchmen and my heroes I should probably look into building out a little bit better and unlocking more skills. One of the things I'm really looking to do is to make my Ranger kind of like a Swiss Army knife as far as what situations would arise, kind of like a general build overall that would be able to handle most situations. This does mean that I will probably drop my pet in hopes for me being more of a condition damage focused build, but we'll see what happens. The first hurdle that I run into in the Frozen Forest is a group of Stone Summit Heretics and Stone Summit Warbeasts, and then follow that up with some Siege Ice Golems. And I will just say the double stomp and then the freezing is just absolutely ridiculous. I get dropped like a sack of potatoes at McDonald's on Friday, but it is just a pain in the neck to go ahead and deal with all these guys. A couple of the team dies, I die. It's not a strong start. It really is not. I guess I really misjudged how much damage the Ice Elementals actually do, because Ice Elementals really don't take any condition damage. They're immune to bleeding and poison, because guess what? They don't really have blood. Guess I didn't think that one through. Well, after my first death, we are ready to move on. The very next pool is just an absolute monster of a pool. It's got like 3 heretics in the background, all casting a whole bunch of spells, 2 siege ice golems, and then a whole bunch of war beasts up front. It's a pain. A bunch of my team members die, and it's not looking good. They focus Roid Rage down here, and he nearly dies a couple times, but honestly, the combination of the illusionist damage or the mesmer damage, as well as the water damage, especially Water Trident and then the Maelstrom combo, it's a pain in the neck. After that, everything kind of levels out. We're still in the Frozen Forest, mind you. This has been like a half hour of just trekking through all these damn mobs. And we fight some Azure Shadows as well as some Pine Souls. It's basically Rangers and Monks, and they deal more damage to you, more based off of what damage you're dealing to them. And then on the other side of this, we start running into some Tengu. Yay! Of course, add that to the pile of crap that this map has been already. This is the first one. I haven't even gotten to the first outpost, and this is what I'm dealing with. Luckily, we go ahead and fight through and deal with a couple of boss mobs, and that helps reduce the death penalty, but at this point, I'm already fed up. Gwen and Vec die frequently. I'm low HP. My pet is about to die every like 5 seconds because they, for some reason, keep focusing them. It's the strongest start that you could ever possibly have. It's really not all that great. I try to do my best to kind of like sneak by all these patrols because one of the biggest issues that I've found in Guild Wars Reforged is pulling so many damn mobs at the same time just because I was being careless and I wasn't paying attention. And it ends up being just an absolute travesty. There's so many enemies that are popping in and they're dealing so much damage. It's not a good situation. Finally, I make it to the first outpost, which is the Copperhammer Mines. Oh my goodness. That was like possibly about 45 minutes an hour just to get to this one outpost. Not to mention the fact that I died a handful of times. Oh my goodness. After a quick pit stop, we are up and out to Spearhead Peak. Now, this is the second zone. We're still not at the zone that I need to be. This isn't the last zone. This is just the intermediate zone, by the way. And here we're dealing with a bunch of ice imps, and they're usually not all that bad, but when they are, like, there's a group of them, like 5 or 6 of them, they end up, like, hitting like a Mack truck. So we clear that first group, and we come up to the top of this hill, and we go ahead and kill this monk boss here with a couple of siege golems and a pine soul. It's real, I almost said it. That's the power of pine soul, baby. So I find out after going through all this, I made a wrong turn, and I needed to go up this mountain and not around it. Because going around the mountain would not get me where I needed to go. So I have to go face tank a whole bunch of ice imps and siege ice golems again to deal with this. Now, again, I have to keep reminding myself, this is the whole point of this trek, this journey, is to unlock this damn skill. All I am trying to do is to get onto the other side of this effing mountain to get this damn skill. Practice stance. That's all I want. I want practice stance. And now comes this pool. It's 2 separate groups, right? It's really hard to read this patrol and see where they're at. So my thought is I'll just go ahead and shoot him. Nope, I get immediately frosted and I can't run and I'm getting absolutely slammed before I can even get back. Like, my healers rush over to try to save me, and they do an amazing job, by the way. Despite them being henchmen, they do such a great job. But it's in such a bad position for us to actually deal anything, and I don't react fast enough to get my heroes and my henchmen into the combat. I don't know. I don't know what the play was here. For this pissed me off to no one, because I was like, how did everyone die? I lost my marbles. I had to take a minute. I had to take a breath. I had to take a very deep breath. So I work my way to this next pool, and I'm sorry, this pool is utter bullshit. I even said it while it was happening. I was like, what is this? Somehow we pull a group of 8 like siege ice golems and then 4 Doyak Masters. And I'm like, who sets up a pool like this? Who sets something up like this that this is reasonable for people to deal with? This is absolutely bonkers. It's 3 healers. I was like, we're going to wipe here. I had no doubt in my mind that we were all going to die. Claude's face tanking the ground. And I make the decision. I say, you know what? We're probably not. We're not going to live this one. I see in the distance is the next area. And I say, I'm going to make a run for it. We're going to go to the Granite Citadel. I don't care. My whole team dies. I was like, we're not winning that one. I'm just going to phase in because you know what? I'm not dealing with that. Nope. Sorry, guys. One of us has to live to tell the tale. So I regroup with my allies and we get rid of our death penalty. And now we move into Tasca's Demise. Mind you, this isn't even the next zone. We still have to go through the rest of this zone to get to the zone that we actually want to get to. By the way, for this one damn skill, we head into Tasca's Demise, and it's a bunch of Stone Summit people, which the Stone Summit guys really aren't all that bad. It's when there's War Beasts and Doyak Masters that I find them dealing a lot of damage very, very quickly. I also see some of the Rangers using Melandru's arrows, and I'm like, that could be a skill that I could go and hunt. That'll be another journey. Focus, Caff Dad. We're here for practice stance. So I fight through, and we get to the other side. Luckily, Tasca's Demise isn't all that bad, and we get to Mineral Springs. This is where I need to be to unlock the skill that I am after. Again, I am after practice stance. So the wiki goes ahead and tells me that there are 6 possible locations for this boss to appear. So my goal here is to work the easiest way first and then if I don't see it halfway, I'll go the other direction and have a better chance of seeing them there. Let me go ahead and just tell you that this was a pain in the ass. So I first head north, and I got to deal with multiple groups of these Tengu, and it's kind of a pain. I mean, they're not difficult, but it's kind of a pain. Also, fun note, apparently here in Mineral Springs, this is where you can farm the Icy Dragon Sword, which is comparable to the Fiery Dragon Sword. Apparently, it drops from ice imps in this area. So we start going through, and of course, we start pulling massive groups of enemies, and when you have multiple archers all firing explosive arrows as well as dual shots, that is some serious damage that they deal. It is actually pretty incredible. And I'm like, why am I not doing that? That sounds like such a good idea. So we fight up all the way up to the first area, which is going to be where the first boss is located. And it does not look like the first boss is the one that we are after. And again, the one that we're after shares 6 spots within the area. So we could technically find it, but the idea is that I'm hoping that that's the one that I am after, and we'll go from there. So I progress a little bit further. Everything's going kind of my way. And I'm checking these little corners. I find the warrior one, and then I find the elementalist boss. Then I realize that these are neither of the ones that I have to go. So I check the wiki again. I have to walk all the way back around to go to the other side, which is going to be quicker than going around the horn to go and get them. Okay, after traveling all of Middle Earth to get to the other side, we progress against some of these fierces. Now, again, I've already run into 3 bosses on one side, and there's 3 bosses on the other. All I can hope for is that by the time that I get it, I'm just hoping it's not that very last boss. That's all I'm hoping at this point. Like, my willpower is so defeated right now. I'm just trying to survive. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to survive and get this damn skill. So I fight up the side of this mountain, and there he is. I'm looking for Rick Arrowwing. Frickin' Rick is the guy that I need to kill to get this skill. That's all I want. That's all I want is just the skill that he has. Oh my goodness. So we go up there, and luckily the fight is very easy. You kill all the ads, and then you drop him. He goes down fairly easy because you interrupt his troll unguent, and then we can finally use Signative Capture. Practiced stance. Oh my goodness, to fight tooth and nail to get there, and now I'm kind of at the point, it's like, now that I have it, I don't even know what I want to do with my skills. I really don't. I needed to log out for a little bit. All in all, it was worth it. The journey has been great. Now I feel like my ranger's a little bit more, we'll say, capable, suited, we'll say, in that regard to deal with anything that is here and around in the Prophecies campaign, because I feel like my build is a little bit more versatile. Probably the next thing that I'm going to need to do is start elite skill hunting for all the rest of my heroes. That's going to be fun. That'll be a different journey. I've been really enjoying my time here in Guild Wars Reforged. If you guys want to see what I wish I knew sooner before starting playing this game, you can click this video here. As always, stay caffeinated, folks.